Welcome to our journey into the world of the painted portal. As you settle in for the night, allow your surroundings to fade away and your breath to slow. Close your eyes, relax, and let your imagination open the door to a tranquil and magical realm. Together, we'll explore the wonders of the Azure Lagoon and weave gently into a peaceful, dream-filled sleep. Chapter 4: The Golden Dune Enigma. Leaving a lush vibrancy of the crimson forest behind, Alara, accompanied by Ulker, the embodiment of all things yellow, began her journey towards the Golden Dunes. As they traveled, the landscape around them transformed dramatically. The dense, colorful foliage of the forest gave way to open skies and an expansive desert. The dunes stretched as far as I could see, their sands glistening like gold under the sun. The Golden Dunes were a place of ever-changing beauty, shaped by the whims of the wind. The sand shifted constantly, creating an ever-evolving landscape that was both mesmerizing and disorienting. The dunes seemed to have a life of their own, whispering secrets of the ages as they moved. Ulker explains that within the heart of the dunes lay a puzzle, a riddle that had perplexed even the wisest of color beings. The missing yellow pigment essential to the balance of their world was hidden somewhere within these golden sands. However, finding it was not a matter of simply searching. It required understanding the nature of the dunes and the secrets they held. Aurora felt a sense of awe as she gazed upon the vastness of the desert. The challenge before her was daunting, but she was determined to uncover the enigma of the Golden Dunes. With Ulker as her guide, she began her trek into the heart of the desert, her senses alert to the subtle cues and whispers of the shifting sands. The journey was arduous, the sun relentless, and the sands ever-changing. But Alara was undeterred, her resolve strengthened by the challenges she had already overcome. She knew that the key to finding the missing piglet lay in unraveling the mystery of the dunes, in understanding their language and the stories they told. As Alara and Ulker ventured deeper into the heart of the Golden Dunes, the desert revealed its mesmerizing beauty and deceptive nature. The sun blazed in the sky, turning the sand into a sea of sparkling gold. It was in this harsh yet enchanting environment that Alara encountered her first true test, the mirage of gold. The mirage appeared suddenly, a vision of an oasis with lush greenery and cool, inviting waters, seemingly a haven in the midst of the scorching desert. However, Ulker warned Alara that this was no ordinary oasis. It was a mirage, a common trick of the desert, but within it lay a clue to the lost yellow pigment. Approaching the mirage with caution, and Alara observed its details. The more she focused, the more the mirage began to shift, its images changing, revealing hidden layers. She realized that this mirage was not a mere illusion, but a puzzle, a riddle crafted in sand and light. Through keen observation, Alara discerned a pattern in the mirage. The images it showed a golden sun, a blue yellow flower, a bird with golden feathers, each symbolized an aspect of the color yellow: warmth, life, and freedom. These symbols, she understood, were guiding her towards the pigment. Taking inspiration from the mirage, Alara sketched the symbols in the sand, her drawings mirroring the images. As she completed the last symbol, the mirage shimmered and transformed, revealing a path that had this hidden by the undulating dunes. Alara and Ulker followed this new path, now one step closer to uncovering the secret of the lost yellow pigment. The mirage of gold had tested Alara's perception and understanding of the desert language, and she had emerged with a deeper connection to the color yellow and its myriad meanings, guided by the path revealed by the mirage of gold. Ayala and Ochre journeyed further into the depths of the golden dunes. The sun beat down upon them, its rays intensifying the golden hue of the sands. Orion noticed that the deeper they went, the more the sands seemed to sparkle with a unique vibrancy, as if they imbued with a life of their own. As they traversed this glittering expanse, Ochre explained that the yellow pigment they were seeking was not a mere color, but an essence that captured the very spirit of the desert. It was the embodiment of the sun's warmth, the joy of a blooming desert flower, and the freedom of the open sands. This pigment was crucial for maintaining the vibrancy and balance of their world, and without it all colors would eventually fade. The journey led them to a secluded dune taller and more majestic than the rest. At its peak, the sand glowed with an intense, radiant light. It was here, Ochre revealed, that the lost yellow pigment could be found. Alara climbed to the top of the dune, her heart pounding with anticipation. As she reached the summit, the sand beneath her feet began to shift, revealing a hidden cavity. Inside, she found the pigment, a dazzling yellow so pure and vivid that it seemed to capture the very essence of the sun itself. But as Alara reached out to touch it, the pigment began to fade, its light dimming. Ochre cautioned that the pigment was sensitive to intention and could only be obtained by one who truly understood and respected its nature. Alara closed her eyes, taking a moment to reflect on her journey through the dunes, the lessons of the mirage, and the spirit of the desert. She reached out again, this time with a sense of deep reverence for the desert and its gifts. As her fingers touched the pigment, it responded to her touch, glowing warmly, its light steady and strong. Aurora had found the lost yellow pigment, not just with her hands, but with her heart. With the lost yellow pigment now in her possession, Aurora felt a sense of achievement. But her journey in the golden dunes was far from over. As she descended the dune, a figure emerged from the swirling sands ahead. It was a sphinx, majestic and imposing, with the body of a lion and the head of a woman, her eyes gleaming with ancient wisdom. The sphinx spoke, "Have you stepping across the dunes? You have found a pitwint, but its power will only be granted to one who can unravel the riddle of the sun." The riddle, she posed, was a test of Alara's understanding of the essence of youth. Born from the heart of a star, I am mother to shadow and light. I give warmth to the cold, bring brightness to night. What am I? The sphinx asked. Aurora pondered the riddle. It spoke of light and warmth, of day and night. The answer seemed simple, yet she knew the sphinx's riddle would have layers beyond the obvious. She thought about the sun, its role in given life, its presence even in darkness through the moon's reflection and the stars at night. With a deep breath, Alara answered, "You are the sun, the source of all light and life. You bring warmth to the day and guide us through the night, even when unseen. Your presence is felt in every ray of sunshine, and in the glow of the moon and stars, reflections of your light." The sphinx's eyes softened, and she nodded in approval. "You have seen beyond the surface, understanding the deeper truth of the sun and its colors. The pigment is yours to wield, for you have proven your wisdom and respect for its power." The sphinx vanished into the sands, leaving Alara with a newfound appreciation for the complexities of yellow, the color of the sun, With the riddle solved and the pigment secured, Elara felt one step closer to completing her mission to restore balance to the world of living colors. Having successfully answered the princess's riddle, Elara and Ochre continued their journey to the Golden Dunes. The day was drawing to close, and the setting sun cast a breathtaking ray of colors across the sky, transforming the dunes into a canvas of gold, orange on hind, and red. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, Ochre guided Elara to a specific spot in the dunes, known as the Sun's Cradle. This was a sacred place where, according to legend, the sun rested each night before resuming its journey across the sky. The air here was charged with energy, and the sands glowed with a warm, golden light. Ochre explained that the Sun's Cradle was the source of a special gift, a final element needed to harness the full potential of the yellow pigment. This gift was the sun's essence, a concentrated form of sunlight that would imbue the pigment with the sun's life-giving energy. As the sun touched the horizon, the sands began to shimmer, and a radiant orb of light emerged from the ground. What was the sun's essence? A glowing sphere that posed with the heart of the desert. Elara reached out to it, and as her hands touched the orb, a surge of warmth and light flowed through her. The essence merged with the pigment, enhancing its luminosity and vitality. The combination of the pigment and the sun's essence created a perfect harmony, capturing the true essence of yellow in its most vibrant and life-affirming form. Elara stood in awe, holding the merged pigment and essence, feeling as if she held a piece of the sun itself. The sun's gift was not just a physical object, it is a symbol of the power and beauty of light, of the joy and warmth it brings to the world. With this gift, Elara knew she was ready to complete the final challenge of the Golden Dunes and restore the balance of yellow to the grand canvas. With the sun's essence fused with the yellow pigment, Ochre felt a profound connection to the color, understanding its essence like never before. The final task in the Golden Dunes was to use this enriched pigment to solve the Golden Enigma, a puzzle that would restore the balance of yellow in the world of living colors. As night fell, Ochre led Elara to a secluded area in the heart of the dunes, where stood a solitary, ancient obelisk. Carved into its surface were intricate symbols and hieroglyphs, glowing faintly under the moonlight. Ochre explained that these carvings were the key to the Golden Enigma, a riddle that had been etched into the stone by the ancients. Elara studied the carvings closely, tracing the lines with her fingers. The symbols spoke of the sun's journey across the sky, the cycle of day and night, and the interplay of light and shadow. To solve the enigma, she needed to paint a mural on the obelisk that captured the true spirit of yellow, integrating the symbols into her art. With the moon casting its soft light over the dunes, Elara began to paint. Each stroke was deliberate, imbued with the warmth and energy of the sun. She wove the symbols into her mural, creating a scene that depicted the dunes at sunrise, the moment when the first rays of light touched the sands, turning them into gold. As she added the final touches, the obelisk began to radiate light, the symbols pulsating with a golden glow. The air around the obelisk shimmered, and a wave of energy swept across the dunes. The sands themselves seemed to come alive, reflecting the mirror. Light, mirroring the sunrise she had painted. The Golden Enigma was solved. The balance of yellow was restored, not just in the pigment, but in the very heart of the dunes. The desert celebrated this restoration, the sand singing with color and life. Alara stepped back, her heart full of joy and wonder. She had unlocked the secrets of the golden dunes and, in doing so, had deepened her understanding of the color yellow and its connection to light, life, and joy. With ochre by her side, she looked towards the horizon, ready for the next chapter in her journey to save the world of living colors. Chapter 5: The Palette of Destiny. With the challenges of the azure lagoon, the crimson forest, and the golden dunes behind her, Elnar, now accompanied by a congregation of pigment creatures, approached the final phase of her journey. They gathered in a mystical clearing, where the air shimmered with the anticipation of a momentous event. This was the site of the final gathering where the Palette of Destiny awaited. The Palette of Destiny was an ancient artifact, a canvas of unimaginable power that held the key to restoring balance to the world of living colors. It was said that only an artist with a true understanding of color and its connection to the heart and soul of the world could wield the palette. As Alara stepped forward, the pigment creatures formed a circle around her, each radiating their respective hues. The palette lay in the center of the circle, glowing with an ethereal light. It was a breathtaking sight, the colors swirling within it, alive and pulsating with energy. Ochre, azure, vermilion, and the others watched in silence as Alara approached the palette. She could feel the weight of her responsibility, the culmination of her journey, and the hopes of all the colors resting on her shoulders. With a deep breath, Alara raised her brush, dipped it into the palette, and began to paint. The brush moved with a life of its own, guided by the knowledge and experiences Alara had gathered throughout her journey. Each stroke was a harmony of colors, a blend of this and this said restored. The painting that emerged on the palette was a representation of the world of living colors, a landscape where every hue had its place, balanced and vibrant. It was a testament to the beauty of diversity, harmony, a reflection of the internal harmonicness of all things. As she painted, the clearing lit up with a brilliant light, the colors from the palette radiating out into the world, restoring vibrancy and balance to the land. The pigment creatures cheered, their colors shining brighter than ever before. Alara had completed her task. She had used the Palette of Destiny to bring back the harmony of colors, saving their world from fading into monochrome. As the light from the Palette of Destiny infused the world with color, Alara felt a profound connection to the universe of hues she had helped save. The palette, now resonating with the power of her creation, held a deeper significance. It was not just a tool for painting. It was a symbol of unity, blending the essence of all colors into a harmonious whole. Pigment creatures embodying their respective colors gathered closer to observe the palette. Each marveled at how their essence was represented within the artwork, perfectly balanced and contributing to the overall beauty of the piece. The Palette of Destiny had become a mirror of their world, a visual representation of the balance and harmony that Alara had restored. Ochre spoke first, its voice filled with emotion. "Through this palette, you have shown us the true power of unity and balance. You have painted not just a picture, but the soul of our world." Azure added, "Your art has bridged the gaps between colors, showing us that each hue, no matter how different, is vital to the whole. You have taught us the value of Arielinola." Vermilion, with a fiery gleam, said, "In your strokes, we saw the passion and love for our world, a commitment to preserving its beauty and vibrancy." You have become a part of our world, a guardian of its and ours. As Alara listened to their words, she realized that the palette of destiny had also transformed her. She was no longer just an artist. She had become a custodian of colors, a bridge between the world of living colors and her own. The palette had bestowed upon her a deep understanding that the interdependence of all life and the importance of balance and harmony. With the task complete, the palette of destiny slowly dimmed, its light ebbing away as its purpose was fulfilled. The pigment creatures knew that it was time for Alara to return to the world, but she would always be a part of theirs, a savior who had restored the vibrancy of life through her art. In the wake of using the palette of destiny, Alara stood back to appreciate the culmination of her journey, her ultimate creation. This was not just a painting on a canvas. It was a living, breathing representation of the world she had come to know and love. Every color vibrated with life, each hue telling its own story, all coming together in a harmonious symphony. The artwork she had created was a testament to her journey, a blend of every challenge she had faced, every puzzle she had solved, and every understanding she had gained about the colors and their world. The painting depicted a landscape where the azure lagoon, the crimson forest, and the golden dunes coexisted, connected by flowing rivers of color. Under a sky that was a canvas in itself, changing hues with the passage of time. As the pigment creatures gathered around the creation, they were moved by its beauty and depth. The painting was a mirror to their souls, a reflection of their essence. It was a reminder of the journey they had all undertaken with the Alara, a journey of discovery, challenge, and growth. The artwork also had a profound effect on Alara. She realized that this was her life's greatest work, a creation that transcended the ordinary. It was an artwork that had changed the world, saved it from fading away into obscurity. She had not only restored balance to the world of living colors, but had also found her true calling as an artist, one whose work could touch hearts and change destinies. As she stood there, surrounded by the creatures and her creation, a sense of accomplishment filled her heart. She had achieved what she had set out to do, but in the process she had also evolved, grown, and discovered her true potential as an artist and a guardian of colors. This ultimate creation was more than just a painting. It was a legacy, a piece of Alara that would remain in the world of living colors forever, long after she returned to her own world. As Alara and the pygmy creatures reveled in the triumph of the ultimate creation, a sudden chill permeated the air. The vibrant colors around them began to dim, and a sense of foreboding filled the once joyous clearing. From the shadows emerged a new, ominous presence. The void. The void was the antithesis of color and life, a force of emptiness and desolation. It manifested as a swirling dark mist creeping towards the clearing, threatening to engulf everything in its path. The pigment creatures recoiled in fear, their colors fading in the presence of this dark entity. Ochre, with a voice tinged with urgency, explained that the void was a natural counterforce to the world of color, a balance to their vibrancy. However, it had grown too powerful, beating on the lack of harmony that had plagued their world. Now, with the restoration of balance, the void sought to annihilate the source of this harmony, Alara's creation. Alara realized that her journey was not yet over. The palette of destiny had restored the colors, but now she faced a greater challenge. protecting this world from the encroaching void. The ultimate test of her journey was not just in creation, but in defending her creation against the forces of destruction. Gathering her resolve, Allura stepped forward, brush in hand. The pigment creatures, inspired by her courage, rallied around her, their colors glowing defiantly against the dark. Together, they prepared to face the void, to protect the world they had all fought so hard to save. Air crackled with energy as the void drew nearer, its darkness contrasting sharply with the radiant colors of Allura's pain. The battle for the soul of the world of living colors had begun. The confrontation with the void reached its zenith as Allura, armed with her brush and the palette of destiny, stood at the forefront, flanked by the pigment creatures. The clearing, once a place of harmony and color, had become the battleground for the final standoff between light and darkness. The void, a swirling maelstrom of darkness, advanced steadily, each formless mass seemingly impervious to the colors that surrounded it. Its presence threatened to erase not just the colors, but the very essence of life and creativity that Allura had worked so hard to preserve. Determined to protect her creation and the world of living colors, Allura raised her brush, which glowed with the combined power of all the colors she had restored. The pigment creatures lent their strength, their colors merging into a radiant beacon against the encroaching darkness. In a bold move, Allura swept her brush across the void, her strokes cutting through the darkness. Each stroke was infused with the essence of the colors, the tranquility of blue, the passion of red, the warmth of yellow, and all the hues in between. The colors collided with the void, and for a moment, the clearing was engulfed in a blinding light. The battle raged, a dance of light and shadow, as Allura and the pigment creatures fought to push back the void. The darkness raged and twisted, fighting against the onslaught of colors, but slowly it began to recede, its forms diminishing under the relentless barrage of light and vibrancy. Finally, with a last, desperate effort, Allura thrust her brush into the heart of the void. There was a moment of intense silence, and then the darkness shattered like glass, its fragments dissipating into nothingness. The threat of the void was no more. The world of living colors was safe, its vibrancy restored and protected. The pigment creatures cheered, their colors shining brighter than ever, a celebration of their victory and survival. Allura, exhausted but triumphant, knew that her journey had reached its end. She had not only restored balance to the world of colors, but had also defended it against its greatest threat. With the void vanquished, the world of living colors one basked in peace and harmony. The pigment creatures gathered around Allura, expressing their deepest gratitude for her bravery and artistry. It was time for Allura to return to her own world, her mission fulfilled. In the clearing where the palette of destiny had once glowed with the vibrancy of 1,000 colors, a portal began to materialize. It shimmered with the same ethereal light as the canvas that had brought Allura to this extraordinary world. The portal was her passage back to reality, a gateway bridging her world and the world she had saved. The pigment creatures, each a vibrant embodiment of their respective hue, came forward to bid farewell. They each imparted a gift to Allura, not physical objects, but blessings and wisdom, the essence of their colors that she could carry with her. Azure granted her tranquility and depth of thought. Vermilion offered passion and the courage to express her emotions. Ochre bestowed warmth and the ability to bring joy through her art. Each creature added to this tapestry of blessings, enriching Ilara's soul with a spectrum of qualities. As she prepared to step through the portal, Ilara looked back at the world she had come to know and love. She realized that while she was leaving this realm, its colors and lessons would forever be a part of her art, her perceptions, and her very being had been irrevocably changed by this journey. With a final wave and a heart full of memories, Ilara stepped through the portal. The light enveloped her, and the world of living colors faded away, leaving behind a legacy that would continue to live in her art and on the hearts of the creature she had saved. Ilara emerged from the portal back into her studio, the familiar surroundings greeting her like an old friend. For a moment, she stood there, disoriented, as the memories of her incredible journey in the world of living colors flooded her mind. The canvases on her walls, her paintbrushes, and the unfinished artwork scattered around everything seemed both familiar and new. She glanced at the canvas that had started it all, the one that had opened the portal to the vibrant world she had just left. It was no longer glowing, but now it bore the masterpiece she'd created with the palette of destiny, a vivid landscape filled with the harmony of colors she had restored. The painting was a tangible reminder of her journey, a bridge between her world and the one she had saved. Ilara felt a profound change within her. The journey had not just been about saving a world of colors. It had been a journey of self-discovery and growth. She had faced challenges, solved puzzles, and fought against the darkness. She had learned the true essence of colors, not just as hues on a palette, but as bearers of emotion and life. As she picked up her brush and approached a new canvas, Ilara felt a surge of inspiration. Her style, her approach to art was forever changed. She painted with a newfound passion, infusing her art with the lessons she had learned from the pigment creatures, the landscape she had traversed, and the emotions she had experienced. Word of her unique and vibrant artworks began to spread, drawing attention from art enthusiasts and critics alike. Ilara's studio, once a haven for her unfulfilled dreams, became a gallery of wondrous creations, each piece telling a story of her journey to a world where colors lived and breathed. Ilara often looked back on her journey to the world of living colors, grateful for the adventure and the lessons it had imparted. In her heart, she knew she would always be connected to that magical realm, a guardian of its colors and a bridge between worlds. Her journey had taught her that true art transcends the canvas. It is a window to worlds unseen, a dance of light and shadow, and a story told in the language of colors. Ilara's art was now a testament to that, a celebration of the worlds she had saved and the artist she had become.